we have more cope. It seems like the Leopards are fighting each other. A couple of weeks ago, it was Elon Musk against Trump. Now MAGA versus MAGA because of Trump bombing Iran and the aftermath. So let's go ahead and jump into this. There is a lot going on. This is where I'm starting with Thomas Massie. He reshared a Trump post where Trump says, "We have completed our very successful attack on 3 nuclear sites in Iran." So to that, Thomas Massie says, this is not constitutional. He came out, he made his stance clear. This triggered a whole essay from Trump. He says, Congressman Thomas Massie of Kentucky is not MAGA, even though he likes to say he is. Actually, MAGA doesn't want him, doesn't know him, and doesn't respect him. He is a negative force who almost always votes no, no matter how good something may be. He's a simple-minded grandstander who thinks it's good politics for Iran to have the highest level nuclear weapon, while at the same time yelling death to America at every chance they get. Iran has unalived and maimed thousands of Americans, and even took over the American embassy in Tehran under the Carter administration. We had a spectacular success yesterday, taking the bomb right out of their hands, and they would use it if they could. But as usual, and despite all of the praise and accolades received, this lightweight congressman is against what was so brilliantly achieved last night in Iran. Massie is weak, ineffective, and votes no on virtually everything put before him. Rand Paul Jr., no matter how good something may be. He is disrespectful to our great military and all that they stand for, not even acknowledging their brilliance and bravery in yesterday's attack, which was a total and complete win. Massie should drop his fake act and start putting America first, but he doesn't know how to get there. He doesn't have a clue. He'll undoubtedly vote against the great, big, beautiful bill, even though non-passage means a 68% tax increase for everybody, and many things far worse than that. MAGA should drop this pathetic loser, Tom Massie, like the plague. The good news is we will have a wonderful American patriot running against him in the Republican Party, and I'll be out in Kentucky campaigning really hard. MAGA is not about lazy, grandstanding, non-productive politicians, of which Thomas Massie is definitely one. Thank you to our incredible military for the amazing job they did last night. It was really special. Make America great again. And this essay does bring out the fact that that one big, beautiful BS of a bill is in the hands of the Senate. And many Republican senators are saying that they will not vote for this for whatever reason. And I kind of remember Thomas Massie being one of those people that were a no. And the Republicans over in the Senate can't afford to lose many people, many votes on that particular thing. They're going to have to revamp it. They're going to end up sending it back to the House Republicans. All of the things that have been going on, the big, beautiful BS of a bill is out there and is highly unpopular. And then on top of that, he had his failure of a butt fluffing parade last week. And so this is probably one of the reasons why he is, starting this war with Iran. Entering into it with Israel. To take attention off of the fact that he had a failure of a butt fluffing parade. His big, beautiful bill is going to go bust. And all of the people laughing at him because of how he ran away from the G7 meeting last week. Is going to be Republican against Trump. He's doing this fealty test. If people are not kissing the ring and going 100% with what he's saying, he said we're going to oust them. So not only are they going to be unpopular because of these bills and firing a bunch of people and cutting funding and not funding FEMA and all of this, tornadoes coming, all of this, they are going to be fighting Trump if they're not sufficiently kissing the ring and bending the knee. So this says Trump and his team have launched Kentucky MAGA, a super PAC solely devoted to ousting Congressman Thomas Massie in his May 2026 primary. Chris LaCivita, who advised Trump's 2024 campaign, will head the PAC alongside Tony Fabrizio. LaCivita promised to spend whatever it takes to remove Massie from office. I will highlight, though, that John Fetterman, a Democrat from Pennsylvania, says, As I've long maintained, this was the correct move by POTUS. Iran is the world's leading sponsor of terrorism and cannot have nuclear capabilities. I'm grateful for and salute the finest military in the world. So he is okay with what Trump did. John Fetterman, a supposed Democrat from Pennsylvania. So this person named Tony made this post saying, Hodgetwins are taking some heat for being against Trump's Iran strike on X, but celebrating Trump's Iran strike on Facebook. And then did a side-by-side. Here's Twitter, here's Facebook. And remember, the Hodgetwins are alt-right extra MAGA influencers over on Twitter. They said, looks like the Panicans were right. The neocons got U.S. bombs dropped on Iran for Israel like they wanted. There's nothing exciting about war. The only thing we can do now is pray for peace and pray this doesn't escalate. We are proud that we spoke up against potential war. So they are attempting to be on the right side of things, but keep in mind that these people did help get him elected. These people are ultra-right influencers, but now they're saying that they are against war. I'm not going to read this whole thing, but just know this first line. Trump just unleashed American might, ordering a devastating attack on Iran's nuclear sites. So that's what this is, like strength, like let's go MAGA, all of that. And this was on Facebook. So over on their Twitter page, this is what it says. If y'all didn't already see, we getting dragged because of our Facebook account posts. We post our personal takes on X and have a social media employee that posts on Facebook because we don't have time, but we weren't checking before they were posted. Some of the posts on Facebook were written with ChatGPT and did not match what we post on X. So we end up looking like some dummies, but they used the R word. The posts were all public for everybody to see. We weren't hiding anything. We deleting those posts on our Facebook and taking accountability for being some dumb Negroes. We also hiring a new social media person if anybody looking for a job. By the way, we are still anti-war, Keith and Kevin. So they are still anti-war. They are not for what Trump is doing. And they are taking accountability for hiring somebody that didn't check in with their stance before putting it on Facebook. I just thought that was interesting. This is real. I went over to Donald Trump's Lie Social page. He says it's not politically correct to use the term regime change, but if the current Iranian regime is unable to make Iran great again, why wouldn't there be a regime change? And then he says MAGA, M-I-G-A. This is literally where we are, y'all. He says the damage to the nuclear sites in Iran is said to be monumental. The hits were hard and accurate. Great skill was shown by our military. Thank you. This dude is wilding out. Now Fox News has to kind of sanitize the insanity from Trump. So this is their social media post. It says, President Donald Trump's regime change comment tracks with what he said before. Fox News' Brett Baer says, I don't think he's pushing for the U.S. to be the impetus of regime change. You don't think that we're trying to do that? You don't think Trump is trying to do that? Come on, Brett Baer. Let's really stop trying to make this make sense. This is exactly what Trump is trying to do. The same Donald Trump that can't even spell his own name. This is a post. It's real. It says the great B-2 pilots have just landed safely in Missouri. Thank you for a job well done. Donald J. Trump, President of the United States. His own autocorrect doesn't even correct his own name, which is crazy to me. Tabitha Speaks made a post saying, Dear Iran, these are the ones that are responsible. Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, Pete Hegseth, which you can't see, Little Markio, and Benjamin Netanyahu. Please leave black men and black women out of it. We did not vote for this at all. Well, a few of them did, like the Hodgetwins, but you know, they can take them too, even though they're saying, I'm not for war. Yeah, you voted this in, so you're for war. There's still so much that we could talk about as far as the reactions to the things that he has done over the last day and a half. Can't get to it all, but this is part 2. Go ahead and weigh in and let me know what you think about all of this.
We have witnessed over the last 8 days. Remember, there are many targets left. Tonight's was the most difficult of them all, by far, and perhaps the most lethal. But if peace does not come quickly, we will go after those other targets with precision, speed, and skill.
Hey, Mom, look at me.
Most of them can be taken out in a matter of minutes. There's no military in the world that could have done what we did tonight. Not even close. There has never been a military that could do what took place just a little while ago. Tomorrow, General Kane, Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth will have a press conference at 8 a.m. at the Pentagon. And I want to just thank everybody, and in particular, God. I want to just say we love you, God, and we love our great military. Protect them. God bless the Middle East. God bless Israel, and God bless America. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I'm bombing shit. I'm over there blowing stuff up. I'm blowing up like B-12, blowing up like the World Trade, as it were. I'll drop bombs on your moms. Bigly, I'll do that. And you guys thought I was playing. I've never played. I didn't even take recess when I was in elementary school. Big boss dog. Big boss energy. You're fired. They keep talking to me about diplomacy, but listen, I graduated from college. I have my diploma, see? You guys don't understand about what those big words mean, and I'll tell you exactly. They keep talking to me about being diplomatic and the diplomats, but listen, I saw the verses with Jada kissing the locks. I'll never look at the diplomats the same again. That shit was crazy. Bigly. Iran is the bullies of the Middle East. We don't like bullies because we already have one, and that's me. Big Don. Donald J. Trump, and the J stands for just drop the bomb on that ass. Getting in other people's business is the main thing that we like to do. You know, America, we like to be the only bullies out here. We get into other people's business instead of sweeping around our own front door. It's the American way. As long as we can get into other people's business, we don't have to worry about the trillions of debt, about the lack of health care, about our crumbling economy, about the crisis in the workforce, and so on and so forth. Listen, other people's business is our business, and we do it bigly. We do it super bigly. We're dropping bombs. I said, it's bombs over Baghdad. Don't pull that thing out unless you plan to bang. Bigly, because we're going hard. We have all your little girls and your little boys to just join the military, and I'm ready to use them and abuse them. Bigly. That's what's gonna happen. If Iran doesn't get in line. I ran to the internet to tell you guys that I am about my business. And my business is getting into other people's business and telling them what they should be doing with their business. Bigly, I do that all the time. They said it was the most successful and incredible airstrike that's ever occurred in the history of airstrikes, that we were the best, that I was the greatest and most innovative president that's ever lived. And I think that that's what's important here, that I'm being praised as being wonderful and fantastic, and I want to thank you all for recognizing my greatness and understanding that I am incredible. You're welcome. You're lucky to have me. Good job on choosing me. They're saying the majority of the American people don't support war, don't support these airstrikes. And I'm saying the majority of the American people didn't vote for me. That's why I had to steal the election. You can't trust them. If you're scared, you can purchase my Bible for a mere $49.95 or 4 Klarna payments of $15 a piece. I know you guys love Klarna. You love to use that, you poors. Blacks, poors. Purchase my Bible. If you're scared, go to church. Bigly, do that. You should do that immediately. Things are about to get ugly.